Hey guys, this is Keith, host of the Big Things Went On podcast. Today is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. We got Eric with us. What's up, buddy?
What up, Keith? How you doing?
Good, man. How's your week going?
It's going pretty good.
In your holidays?
Good.
Yeah. So what's good, man? What you been getting into up there?
Just mainly myself, going within and just trying to figure shit out, you know?
So flat Earth.
Sure. If you want to go there.
What's the guy's name who does it? It's this one guy that started it all. He's like a fucking hero. It's Eric Dubois, something like that.
I have no idea.
Anyway, well, like, it's weird because, like, Wilcock and all those guys, like, they all, like, jump to shoot it down. Like, that's one of the, like, when Flat Earth's, like, one of the conspiracy theories that when somebody says it, they make them fucking for real sound crazy. Like, come on, we know the world's round, but how do you know it? Because what you've been taught?
Well, that's one thing, like, let's look back. It's been ever since, you know, the one main thing everyone's going to do no matter what is they're going to put shit down no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what. And so, I mean, that's one thing why you got to go. You got to do your own research. You got to do your own everything. Because, you know, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, there's always going to be an opposing side that's going to put it down, shut it down. And so that's why you got to figure out the shit for yourself and really do your own research. And that's just what I'm doing, you know. It's like I'll pay attention to things, but it's like if I don't understand it and see multiple evidence over and over and over again, it's just something that's there, you know, and I won't stop looking at it. But at the same time, I mean, there's always going to be certain things where, well, what power does it have in my world, you know? And that's where we all got to look. And whatever works for you at the time and whatever you want to really figure out, that's what you got to, you know, put in the work to do it.
One thing that I found interesting with it, I mean, you know the phrase, water always finds its level. So the Earth's curved and the water's curved. So if, based on gravity and everything, the water should be spilling off. If it was flat, I mean, if it's like, you know, if the surface isn't like that, then it should be flying right off the sides, you know, like as the Earth turns.
Yeah, but then there's gravity.
Yeah, but what was there was an argument with that. I think it's something to do with the water finding its level. But there's like a there's like a, what is it? Some kind of, I forgot the ratio is, but it's like when they look at like a ship out at sea or whatever, and the Earth's curvature or whatever, that there should be a point where you can't see the ship. You know, it should be going down because of the curvature. But it's not. It just goes straight out. It fades and fades and fades.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really put too much in, you know, shit in the flat Earth stuff. But at the same time, it's like it's there, and I'm not saying it's not real. But at the same time, like I'm more of a round world type guy. But at the same time, you know, I don't fucking know. Yeah. You know, I'm
a round world guy, but I'm a closet flat earther though. You know.
Well, I think it's more of a understanding, you know what I mean? I mean, people that put energy into it, they're trying to figure it out, and they're trying to really, you know, get the facts down. And so, yeah, we all should be wondering whether it's flat or round, you know? I mean, we should be asking those questions. We should be thinking, is it flat or is it round? And it's not so much is it flat or is it round. That's just a question for that type of subject. You know, we should be thinking that with everything, and we've been taught, who knows what we've been taught, what they've told us, you know? And so is it real or is it not? And that's why we got to, you know, figure that on ourselves. And so the more we put into it, the more we'll figure out about it. But it's like, how much are we going to put into it? How much are we going to, you know, what are we going to work with each other? We're going to work against each other like we've been doing our whole lives. And so it's really about coming together with everybody and finding that common ground with each other so we can move forward and figure shit out, you know?
Yeah, flat Earth, it's just one of those things that, like, people they attack flat Earth over. You put every conspiracy out there, and it's flat Earth the one that they go to shoot it down. You know, and it's like that's like one thing that, like, I'm not a flat earther, but I mean, like I said, maybe in the closet, but they have a lot of scientific evidence that makes you kind of wonder, though. You know,
you got a lot of scientific evidence that makes you wonder about a lot of things. You know, yep. There's a lot of bullshit we've been taught our whole lives that there's nothing but evidence to disprove it, but they're still telling it continuously on the news, you know, just everywhere. And so it makes you really think, like, how fucked up is this world, you know? And so that's, again, it's just something, you know, we all got to just I would say have a lot of patience with. Definitely, if we can't find patience, we're going to find frustration, and I find a lot of that all the time. But at the same time, it's like, the answers will come. When will they come? Well, it depends on how much effort you're willing to look into it and really work with people and sit down and have a conversation with people and figure things out. I mean, what we've been taught is, fight and argue with everybody, and you're always right, they're always wrong. And I think that's one of the biggest things that are holding us back from us truly becoming who we are, because we can't even get along with each other. There's just too much.
Everybody attacks everybody.
Yeah, I mean, every little thing you want to do, it's like every single successful person out there. Every time I've tried to go after something, it's like I'm constantly being put down. I'm constantly told I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? And that's by the people that care about me. I mean, they think they have a good reason behind it, but there's nothing but negativity that we've been taught about to do that to ourselves, and they're trying to protect us, but in the long run, they're just really fucking us up more. You know what I mean? To doubt ourselves, to make us feel like we're not good enough, and so it's like we all got to find our truth and really go after that, and that's the power of the mind. We can either allow it to happen and fucking do move mountains to make it happen, or we can literally shut it down in an instant. And I think more people, they've been shut down for so long. That's what they're used to. And so we gotta get out of that zone and really figure that we're all energetic beings. We're all creations from God, and that's who we are. And until we fully, realize that and really look at that and start making that our truth, for me, that's what made me really just stay in this state of mind where I know I can do all things, but I'm constantly tearing myself down. I'm constantly stopping myself from doing a lot of things every single day. But it's what I've been taught. It's what I've been bred my whole fucking life, by government, just everything, And so we just need to find out who we truly are and go after it, and not be afraid to do so.
I think, like, what sums it up, I was watching, a while back, I was watching this U2 concert from, 2017, and they had this backdrop behind them, and it just said, everything you know is wrong. Just like that, so it's like, it makes you think, like, everything. I mean, but now that I look back what I did study, especially like in high school and stuff, and in history, like...
Well, I don't know how many times books growing up had to be just basically, thrown away because of one little thing they've been proven after another has just been wrong, or I should more say, a thing they caught the bullshit lies in, and so they've had to, disprove it.
It makes you think, though, it's just like there's a lot of stuff that they put out there and you're like, what the fuck? And then, but they don't prove as much wrong as you'd think they would, though, like there's a couple of different things they like attacking, but fuck, man. All right. Yeah. We talk about like seeing movies and symbols and everything, and they say like the flat earth movie that goes with the Truman Show. Turns out he's in this big dome, and it's flat. He's never allowed to leave, and every time he does, there's like there'll be like an accident, or he'll get put by a cop when he's trying to leave this island that he's on, because when they showed over the bridges, you just go and you hit the wall.
Yeah.
And it's the Truman Show. That's like their one big movie, But so you still following Dispenza and Wilcock and those guys?
Yeah, I haven't really been. I guess I should say I've been more. I've been doing more of their practices lately, and there's a lot to it. I mean, there's a lot to it. All is mind, and like it says, like it says in the Bible, like all is mind, body, and spirit. And when you can put all those three together, mountains can move. And so I've been doing a lot of work on that, and it's when I'm in the zone, I mean, things really, really just happen for me. But again, I mean, I've been programmed so messed up, and so I'm constantly trying to, basically just screw myself over, because I'm just, I'm the one putting the thoughts in my head that are stopping every and all things happening. It's like, I sit and look back at what I've done in my life and how easy things have happened, but I'm in a certain mindset. I'm in a certain understanding, in a certain flow state where I just know they will happen. You know what I mean? Like, look back where your life was just amazing. I mean, you were in a flow state, but you were also knowing those things. You felt good about yourself. You believed in yourself, and you just allowed it to happen. You know what I mean? And so when we can actually understand that, all is mind, and that's the creation, and that's one thing, you know, they have measurements and pictures of the mind and the universe. I mean, they're the exact same thing, same pictures basically.
Yeah.
And I can bring those
It's a
up.
good point.
But it's just, it really, you know, my mind, it's not smart enough to even fully understand that yet. I'm just really, but at the same time, I mean, you know, I'm going into understanding that, you know, I've been doing a lot of research lately and on just the Bible, the Kabbalah, and just some I want to say religious stuff because, you know, religion just destroys everything, I believe. It's all a control thing, but
but you know what? It's like that's what people want. Maybe they even need it, you know, because people like religion. You know, it focuses on the family, and when you focus on the family, you stop thinking about all the other shit that, you know, that's what they do to, like I said, to program you, you know, to get your mind not thinking about what it could be when they're just fucking telling you this is what it is, you know? So, but, cool. What's, you ever see Emery Smith?
I don't know.
He's one of the guys that's with Wilcock a lot in the episodes with him. He claims he was in the secret space program. And he had a laser.
Probably.
So what do you since we're talking about conspiracy theories, have you read anything about the moon bases and all that shit?
The moon bases?
Yeah.
I was actually watching
Tell me
Buzz
about
Aldrin the other day. He was
Buzz is crazy.
He was on I don't know, one late night talk show, and he was saying he said something about, yeah, I watched that one. The talk show host said he watched it, and he looked right at him and says, "You didn't watch it. You watched the cartoon. You just watched the making of it. There was no cameras up there."
Buzz said
you know
that?
What I mean? He's like, when we were up there was no cameras. Nobody was filming anything, and that's all that was said. But I mean,
well, you know, it's funny because when you see the clips, you see him like getting out of the spaceship and stuff, and you're like, so who's this on the moon there with the camera before they got there?
Exactly.
They jump and they see him running around, but like
exactly. And so, I mean, that's just what he said. He's just like straight up tells him, just throws it in his face, you know, just, you know, there was no cameras. Who was there to film it? You know what I mean? What you seen was just a cartoon or an animation. That's what he said.
But he admits that they went though, right?
Yeah. He said he went, but all it was just, well, and that's the thing. I mean, I look at all the things all the spaceships that are around. I mean, I truly believe that, you know, we're going to other worlds, like literally way further than the moon, you know? And so, and that's another thing. I mean, they did this dropping on the moon, where they dropped rocks and it sits and just echoes for hours like it's hollow.
Really?
Yeah. And so, apparently it's, from all the understanding I've known, this research I've done on it, like this one guy, he was in the space program, and he was saying that it's basically just a watchtower, you know what I mean? So, and there's been times where actually the sun's rays have actually hit it and just destroyed a lot of people inside of it, aliens, whatever, whoever's watching. But there's like certain parts of it that are just stink like crazy because of all the dead bodies and stuff. But at the same time, I mean, there's scriptures talking about when the moon showed up, you know? There's ancient, you know, where it just shows up. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like, you know, there's always going to be information out there, what's real, what's not, but this stuff is really starting to come out. And so, you know, I just think we really need to do the research to find out and really, and I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that's starting to come out soon. And it's time that's going to blow a lot of people's minds. It's like when I found out about them doing freaking massacres on little kids and doing them, you know, cutting babies up and drinking their adrenaline and killing moms and stuff like that. I didn't believe it, you know what I mean? But just because I don't believe it doesn't mean it's not true, and that really fucked with me a little bit, you know? But at the same time, I mean, there's an evilness out there, and it's like, you know, it's like we gotta pay attention to it, and we gotta understand it now, and we gotta really just, you know, bring it out and move on from it, and try not to just freak out and just destroy ourselves again, you know, because of it.
Well, what makes me think with the whole, you know, outer space, when you hear all the time, okay, there's this asteroid the size of the Eiffel Tower that's coming at us, like right now, literally, but it's going to break up when it hits our atmosphere. Okay, so it's going to break up this huge rock, but we can get to the moon in a piece of like a 10-fold treehouse, looking gig,
Well,
and get back in through it. I mean, that's.
I mean, I don't know what.
It's just weird.
I just always come down to the fear factor. What are they trying to fear us with, to control us? And so there's always that fear factor that keeps us scared and keep us from doing things. And so I think a lot of that has to do with that stuff. And I mean, this world's been around for fucking ever. If we get hit by an asteroid, we get hit by an asteroid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
happened
simple.
before.
We get every single day asteroids hit, little chunks of them. You know what I mean? Every single day. And so. It hasn't hit one in a long time, apparently. So, I mean, why sit and worry about something we have no control over,
And then what's even weirder, they say, I saw something the other day, how they want to go to the moon. They're like, we finally are close to having the technology to go to the moon. Well, so what happened when we went to the moon the first time? What did we do? We threw it all away? Or, it's weird, dude, people say that shit. I'm like, they don't even fucking think about anything before they say this shit. They just say it.
I think it's more of they don't really give a fuck because they know, and what they tell us. I think that a lot of people are just laughing at us, just sitting laughing at us. What we can tell them whatever we want. For example, look at our president or whoever the fuck he is.
Whoever the president is.
It's gotten so ridiculous that this happened, and they're just he's still our president. Nothing's happened about it. And apparently there are things happening, but who knows, but who knows what to believe. Yeah. And so it gets down to the point where it's just time to sit back and relax and see what happens,
Fucking Trump's going to run again, man.
Well, I don't think he ever really stopped, just because somebody's, and we've proven this time and time again. I mean, every single president, they ain't no fucking president. They don't do shit. They're just somebody that you know what I mean? They're just a pretend guy up there, and
I think
the real people that run the show. I mean, they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be known. They don't want their real shit to come out.
I wonder who they are and where are they. I mean, everybody always thinks to the big name people like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, but what if it's not them?
Well, they could just be part of it. You know what I mean? They might be the people that, and I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like
it's a big club and you ain't in it,
Yeah.
George Carlin.
They're actually, so I was watching this one video and there was a Mason sign. Like this guy was walking in, there was this cave, had a big old Mason sign on the cave. Locked doors, everything. Dude got in and they're like, goes in there for a while and then there's like a baseball stadium type where you go sit on the stadium and watch the game, like just a little one. There's like a little thing made like that, like they do little shows or whatever, But it's really amazing how, I mean, everyth's thrown right in front of our face and we're just not paying attention to it. We're not looking at it, and they're just.
You ever
shit in secret,
You probably more than me, but do you ever catch it? Do you ever see something like, wait a second, that doesn't look right?
I don't really focus so much on that.
YouTube used to be that way, but they fucked it all up.
Yeah, with shows, but nothing in real life. I don't really pay attention so much of that because there's so much out there we don't even know about. I bet every little sign there's every little big company in the world, or every company in the world, I bet has something to do with something, like all the big ones, and so I think that's a sign in itself.
Lockheed Martin. Everybody says, who's the shadow government? They say the board of Lockheed Martin. They're the one, they make all the missiles, the helicopters, everything.
Well, yeah.
Biggest defense in the world.
Basically, it's the people making all the money, the biggest companies in the world. I think
war's big money.
Well, yeah, and war has always been around, and that's why that's why we're at this state, because we won't get over it.
Yeah, William Wallace, Braveheart, freedom.
Yeah.
It has been though, and it's just you see a lot of these movies and shit, and you stop to think wait, that could make sense,
I think most movies do make sense. Yeah. They really do. A lot of movies, well, especially I was watching Lord of the Rings the other day, and it has a lot of biblical facts in it. It really, really does, and it's just good against evil, and that's what it's really all about. And it actually really messed with me last time I seen it, because it was like, man, they have all this stuff in movies they're making, and they're just basically throwing it in our face, and until you actually really put in the work to find out the understanding behind it all, it's messed up. I sit and watch shows. I have a hard time watching movies now, especially acting movies, because they're all fucking fake. It's just all fucking fake, I mean, I get into some now and again. Don't get me wrong. I love them, of course. Sometimes, like I'm in the Yellowstone right now.
Which channel does that come on?
That's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount.
Yeah.
So you can't stream that one for free.
No. We're in the series 4. My friend, he bought it off his Apple TV, but it comes out on Sundays, but we gotta wait till Monday for it to come out.
Yeah.
He bought the series, but we gotta wait.
Yeah.
The day after to watch it. But.
I saw the commercials. I'm like, fuck, hope that's on Netflix. And I'm like, nah, it's probably not. Paramount, you can get football games and everything on Paramount. You know, that's a good station. Them and Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Peacock's a big one. So speaking of movies, have you seen the movie with Justin Timberlake? It's called like In Time or whatever, where he's got the time on there and they scan it. And
that's a good show.
Dude, that shit made me think, dude.
Well,
like... The billionaires, they got this long number run under their arm, and then you got the people in poverty, you know, like, so it's when you age till you're 30, then when you're 30, that's what you stay like for the rest of your life. You could be 600 years old and you'd still look like you're 30.
Yeah.
I'm down with that, dude. I could take 10 years off in a heartbeat.
Right.
But yeah, dude, there's a lot of fucked up movies out there. Like, I think they send a lot of messages through movies.
I think they throw a lot of shit in our face in movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And that's the thing, though, like, I mean, they're called programs for a reason, you know? And so, it's just,
it programs you.
Are we willing to really look at that or not? I mean, there's just so much evidence now that that's what they're for. They're there to program you, and that's what they're doing. And until, like, you know, like with my awakening thing, like, I had to stop watching everything for shit to really start happening. And, you know, I mean, I'm just really barely getting out and to talking about it in a serious matter because it's getting to a point now where there is something that there always has been there, and I've always seen that. But I'm actually, like, shit's really happening to me, so I'm moving into it more, and I'm being more comfortable with myself to be able to do that. And so, I mean, it all comes down to what we believe and what we're willing to do about it, you know?
I think I need to be fact checked on this, but Back to the Future 2. When they were, remember when he shows up in the future? It's like 2016, 2017.
Well, yeah. Well, it's like how many movies? How much evidence do they have about time travel? It's been around forever.
Well, you know what's fucked up about it? And so it's 2016. I think it's 2017. And when he walks in the main square, you're seeing all this shit going on. And it says the Cubs win. And he's looking up. He's like, Cubs win. And the guy's like, yeah, it's been over 100 years. The Cubs won the World Series the year that was supposed to be in a few years back. They won it, and they hadn't won it like 107 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they were saying it's baseball's biggest curse. And then they went in and they put two and two together. Like, you know, what are the chances? Like, that's less than a 1% chance. They have hoverboards.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, like I mean, there's just so much shit out there. You know what I mean? It's like, when are we going to open our eyes and really start to pay attention? You know, how long is it going to take for everyone to seriously take a look at their life and see how fucked up life is? You know, it's really that simple. You know, I mean, all the information's out there. It's undeniable. You know, who knows where it's going to go? But at the same time, it's time to start really, you know, waking up, people. You know, it's time to wake up. You know, quit being stuck in your own little comfort zone, and let's get real. I mean, there's more to us. There's more to everything, and so let's figure it out.
And tell me this. So there's so many movies right now on Netflix about going to Mars. Tons of them. And when you see NASA's pictures of their little rover, so back to like how the moon was, they have pictures of the rover going around Mars. Well, who's taking the pictures of it? You know,
exactly.
You know, and then you look at it like, man, that sure does look like Monument Valley down in southern Utah. Then you watch it again, you're like, holy fuck, that's Monument Valley. Dude, you know, like the mountains are shaped the same and everything. It's just the coloration's changed, dude. I mean, there's been a lot of shit that's been filmed down there in Monument Valley that they use in movies.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's a big, just the big old freaking monument type mountain looking things, like Transformers. You know, that was real. So we got that. We got Back to the Future. There's one movie I'm forgetting though that, fuck, I don't know, man. But it's all fucked. It's just, you know, I remember up until I'd say 4 years ago, Utah. I mean, YouTube. They call it the Wild Wild West because there was so much information on there, and it took the government years to get a grasp on everything. And I mean, now you go in there, you say the potion term or whatever that KJ says, and you get banned.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Why are they banning people? You know, because they're bringing shit out.
And there's a new variant this week. I think this one is going to be the Omicron or whatever. There's a new variant. They've been talking about it for a week.
What's that?
It's like the Omicron variant for COVID.
Oh, okay.
And it's called the Omicron, and so that comes up, and a day later, like, oh yeah, you got to get your booster shots.
Oh yeah, let me jump on that.
I read with some scientists over in like Malaysia saying this is like more than half. It's weaker than the regular COVID. And they're like, this could wipe out countries. You know, like dude, you guys lost. You know,
yeah,
we won. You know,
and
they
that's
didn't.
the thing. Like, well, like that video we were just watching. Like, apparently they've lost. You know what I mean? There's just a few more steps to go. But like, when the hell is it going to happen? But I think when it does happen, a lot of things are going to really change. A lot of things are going to be open. A lot of people are going to look and sit and think how fucking retarded they are, you know? It's been right in front of our face the whole time, and we've just been too ignorant, and that's the word I think we should use. It's too ignorant to actually look at it, you know? Because my whole life I've always known there's bullshit. I mean, ever since I was a little kid and I went to church, and my mom taught me something, and then a person taught me the exact opposite that contradicted it. I think that was the best thing that actually ever happened to me, because it's like, okay, well, they're telling me one thing and you're telling me something different. Well, who the fuck should I believe? You know, and that really made me start to think like I need to think for myself and not really pay attention to what other people think and figure shit out on my own. And so, you know, I think that moment right there really was a huge part of my life, because it really made me decide for myself and look at the picture in the real light, and, you know, figure things out for myself and not really believe everything I see or hear, you know?
Just an example. The other day I was talking with an old friend of mine, and she's been sober now for 3 months. And I asked her, I said, how'd you do it, you know? And she said, well, I took your advice. And I'm like, well, which advice? You know, I give a lot of advice, you know? And she said, you told me to stand up and open my eyes. So all you got to do, you got to wake up, you know?
That really is it. I mean, like,
that's really, it's so much simpler than like you would think it would be, dude. It's like it's all
so
right.
simple. Like, I sit back and look at basically my whole fucking life and everything I do. Like, I sit and complicate every little thing down to the detail. You know, that's what our minds do. But I mean, when we can overcome those thoughts and not allow them to come in, I mean, it really is simple. Life is so basic. It's so simple. And when we can actually, you know what I mean, just come down and make our life basic and simple, just keep things stupid simple. I mean, keep things simple stupid. That's a sales technique, but I think that's the key to everything. Keep everything simple, and then, you know, that's when the true knowledge starts to come, because, I mean, it's our thoughts in our mind that destroy everything. And I think that's what hell is all about. That's what it talks about in the Bible, hell, you know? You know, that's where it says Michael cast the fucking the evil out.
Do you believe in hell? Or do you think hell is just I think it's just a metaphor.
I think it's nothing but a metaphor, and I think I created my own hell. And, like, I notice, like, when negative things come into my mind, like, I'm the one that's either going to dwell in it, or I'm the one that's going to let it go. And you know what I mean? I mean, everything is a thought. Everything is a process. And are we going to sit and dwell in that negativity, which is hell, I believe, honestly. I really honestly believe that's it.
Yeah, you do.
Or are we going to, you know, rise above and feel love and peace, you know? And really see the powerful, energetic beings we are, and really move into that instead of be stuck, you know, I mean, with where we're at.
Yeah, dude, there's so much shit out there, and you know, it's really like in all the textbooks, like everything you see on YouTube, how it used to be, the programs you'd see, it's all out of books in your local library. You know, you can go to the library down the street from here, dude, and you can find tons of shit.
Well, that's the thing. All you need to do is jump on your phone, and it has everything. There's so much information out there.
You can go in with what books to get, too.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, the hardest places to find real shit is, I mean, on the biggest main places to go. You know, you like KJ, he goes around and he has to look for it. He has to search for it.
And he does.
And he does, and that's the thing.
He's
the
retired.
Information is out there, but it's just, where are you looking? You know, are you going to go to, you know, the news that they're running to look for answers and listen to them? I mean, you're going to get nothing. Well, you know? You got to find the shit.
Speaking of KJ, I was going to bring him up. So he does his, you know, what happened once a week, but now he's been doing his uncensored show like every 2 weeks. But the problem with the uncensored one is he does it live, so it doesn't save it. He just does it, and you have to be there to see it. You can't just go back 3 hours later and rewatch it because it's not there.
Well, the best part about that is they can't take it down. It's already been done,
that's the thing. It's done.
That's a good thing about liveness, but at the same time, there's a lot of... Well, that's the thing. I mean, the information he's teaching, it's out there. You know, it's just he's willing to put in the work. He's willing to put in the work because he's frustrated. He can't take it no more. You know what I mean? And
he sounds like such a good guy too.
Well, I give him a lot of props, and I mean, he gives me a lot of inspiration to do what I do. You know what I mean? I mean, it's people like that, you know, we need to get together and work with each other instead of, you know, sitting, just do what we've been doing our whole life and trying to be alpha male and just, you know, conquer everybody that's in front of us. And it's like, no, man, we're here to work with each other, and, you know, power's in numbers, and so, you know, what type of energy we're going to work with, you know, and it's time to really look at that and really make a change and really figure out what really, truly, truly works instead of being stuck with what's been going on forever, you know, that we understand.
I was watching him. He's so funny, dude. He'll talk about a bunch of like negative stuff, and then he'll be like, okay, click. Nice little waterfall to let everybody kind of cool down a little bit. And he'll sit there and talk for 5 minutes. The waterfall going on. He's like, all right, let's get back to it. Yeah. He's so mellow, you know, and like the way he's talking about shit. Me and you would be getting all fucking worked up about it, you know, and and he's just fucking never changes his tone, dude. He's probably not even real.
Well, that's one thing I notice. Like the more and more I go through it, the more and more calmness I have within me. You know, like. Just with understanding there's things out there, and that's where hell is, you know what I mean? Like, am I going to allow hell to control me? You know, am I going to allow that evilness to control me, or am I going to be able to rise above it and not let it affect me? You know, and that's what, you know, like they talk about vibrations a lot. A lot of people talk about vibrations. When you're in a lower vibration, you know, you're stuck there. But when you're in a high vibration, you're above it. You know, it cannot rise to your level. And so where he's at, he's just in a state where it can't affect him. Yep. Because he's rose above it, you know what I mean? And that's one thing, you know, I get stuck in it all the time, but, you know, I can usually rise above it for the most part, but at the same time, you know, like I let my mind just sit and run me instead of me running it a lot of the times, and that's where I got to sit and go within and really find out what's true, my truth, you know what I mean? It's like nobody can tell you what your truth is, and, you know, we can all work together and grow, but at the same time, we all got to find our own truth and what we're willing to do, because nobody can control anybody. You know, we all want to. I want to control everybody. I want everyone to do everything I want them to do, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's time to step back and realize that, you know, life happens. You know, what you have with your own life, you can control. And you can't control anything else, I mean, to a point, especially with other beings. And so you got to be okay with that and understanding that's just the way it is. And the more you can understand that, more I understand it, I should say, the more peace I get in my heart, my mind, and the more I can overcome things, and so.
Hell yeah! Well, anyway, you got anything else you want to bring up before we shut this guy down?
I just think, you know, like we definitely need a lot more love and acceptance in this world, and we really need to find out, you know, are we gonna allow other people to control us and do their part, or are we gonna do our own part and figure out things for ourselves? For example, like all these crowds of people that are getting together, starting riots and shit, like that's a big plan that the people are making you do things. Like when somebody actually affects me enough to be controlling, they're just sitting there with their strings making little puppets out of you, you know. And so we really need to think: so are we gonna be their puppet, or are we gonna be our own master, you know? And, and so, you know, it's just.
I was gonna ask you. So, by the way, congratulations on your podcast. You're actually doing pretty good. Surprisingly. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying. No.
Yeah, it's doing well. I keep it on the same channel as ours or whatever, just it keeps it more organized. But on YouTube, I have like your own separate thing.
I haven't even looked.
I was going to tell you on YouTube, like, you don't ever go back and watch them, do you?
No, not really. Like, I'm not really.
I was going to show you how you remember you had the light issue last week.
Oh, I got a light issue in my room.
Yeah, look, let me show you. Look what it is. See the background?
Hell yeah.
I just cut everything out, you know?
Well, it's white in the back.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, but that your thing's doing pretty good. People are listening to it. You know, I think it's good. It's fresh. You know, you do it a few nights a week, and it's like
it's new, but that's the thing. It's gonna get better. And
Yeah,
that's
oh
the
yeah,
thing,
well,
you know.
like we got a thing for your camera now to hold it up and everything, and
Yeah.
baby steps when you get you one of these guys.
Huh.
Yeah, these are nice. That's a nice mic.
Yeah.
But you can get those cheaper.
Hell yeah.
Amazon, dude. Yeah, we got to get you a mic.
Gotta get something.
Because
the
camera on the iPhones is great. You know, the camera's good. We just got to get your audio up to speed. You know, but
Yeah.
but do you have any earbud? You have earbuds? Like the headphones? Do you have a pair?
I got
Okay.
Bluetooth. You can try them out one day, see just what it looks
Yeah, I
like.
know, because you can talk into them, right?
Yeah.
Is it the ones that are like really short, the Apple type?
I got a
one?
couple pair.
Okay.
I got a few pair actually.
Do you? Give it a shot, dude. Test some audio on it, because I mean those things, the microphones are pretty good on there,
Yeah.
especially if it's going to an iPhone. So, but anyway, man, I appreciate you coming on, dude. Thanks for stopping by, and gonna keep showing Eric. He hosts The Time Is Now, usually about 3 times a week. About he's doing. We're gonna get him up to 4. But he's got a great show. Talks about a lot of good shit. Stuff that's way above my head. That's why we had to do another show for the grown-ups. You know, I'm still at the kids' table with a lot of this shit. So, but you know, we're talking sobriety. We're just talking a lot of good things, ways about bettering your life, and I think you're on the right track with that. So, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, your brother.
And we will see you next time. Guys, thank you very much. Watch Eric's podcast, The Time Is Now. Usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Posts about 9, 10 o'clock at night. Check it out, enjoy it, and we will see you later in the week on Big Things by 9. See ya.